DJI just announced this. And it is, excuse the mess, but somewhere here on this desk. Oh yeah, probably here. No, that's DJI Spark. Probably here. No, that's Mavic Air. Aha, here it is, here it is. Mavic Mini. Mavic Mini is DJI's palm-sized drone that weighs only 249 grams, which is 1 gram lighter than FAA's registration requirements. It can fly up to 30 minutes. In sport mode, it can go up to 29 miles per hour, which is 46.8 kilometers per hour. And it has 2.5 miles range, which is 4 kilometers. The camera, which is mounted on a 3-axis gimbal, is 12 megapixels. The 24mm f2.8 lens is a little wider than DJI Spark and it is fixed focus. It can shoot up to 2.7K 30 frames per second 40 megabits per second video. It costs $399 and because it's ridiculously steady and easy to fly, it can do this. Boring! I thought this was ridiculously steady and easy to fly. Let's see what it can do. And here it is! Mavic Mini Fly More Combo comes in this nicely designed box. Inside the box we're greeted with propeller guards. Please use these if you're new, you'll thank me later. Then, power adapter. Some papers that you should definitely read. 3 2400 mAh batteries, case with the handle on the wrong side, inside the case Mavic Mini, battery charging hub which can also be used as battery charger, cables, extra joysticks, a screwdriver to change the propellers, the remote, and extra propellers and screws. Mavic Mini is incomparably smaller than Mavic 2 Pro. Without its battery, it weighs 150 grams. With battery, it weighs 248 grams. 1 gram is reserved for your memory card. By the way, Mavic 2's battery is heavier than the entire Mavic Mini. Okay, great, but let's get one thing straight. Even though Mavic Mini can do stuff that is out of its league, it is not a Mavic 2 or Mavic Air or Mavic replacement. This is the entry-level Mavic. Yes, even though it can do the quick shots, it doesn't have the smart features like it cannot track you, it cannot avoid obstacles. You cannot control it with your hand. It doesn't have color profiles, cannot shoot RAW, no Hasselblad camera. It has 2 optical sensors at the bottom and that's it. It is Mavic Mini. In other words, it is the minimum Mavic. But the lack of all those sensors, lights and buttons means it is super light and it can use its power on other stuff. As I mentioned before, even though Mavic Mini has no active track feature, it still can track you during quick shots. It actually recognizes people and tripods. It can do helix, drone, rocket and circle. And yes, it is not just locking your initial position. It is actually tracking you during the quick shot. 30-minute battery life on a palm-sized drone is actually amazing. Do you remember the others? Breeze 4K flew for 12 minutes, Hover flew for 10 minutes, Dolby flew for 8 minutes, Spark flew for 16 minutes. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying, hey there, good looking, those are flight times under perfect conditions. Yes, you're right. And when you take it out to fly in real life, it's usually more than half of what they're claiming. But with this, personally, I was able to fly for 23 minutes, which is a really long time. The longer flight time gives you time to prepare, time to adjust, time to discover. A drone with a short flight time is actually a nightmare because you can fly out there, but you gotta come back constantly. Let's say you're whale watching. You gotta land it back, you gotta turn it off, you gotta change the battery, you gotta fly back out there, find where you were. It's impossible. It's a PETA. The range is 4 kilometers, which is 2.5 miles. Sadly though, it is not OcuSync, it is Wi-Fi. And since I cannot fly this drone in Los Angeles out of my site, I cannot fully test the range. It shoots 2.7K 30 frames per second, 40 megabits per second video. Highest frame rate is in 1080p, it's 1080p 60. All these specs are better than Spark, and the 3-axis gimbal is way more forgiving than the 2-axis gimbal. As usual, this DJI drone comes with an IQ test as well. And if you cannot figure out how to put this on, you're eliminated. No, put that drone down. No, don't fly it. When it comes to design, even though it is small, because of its Mavic 2 looks, it has a nice attitude. It looks cute and mean at the same time. Hey Vsauce, Michael here. How about the controller? Just like Mavic Mini, the control is very simple too. Actually, if I may say so, it is too simple. We have the on and off button, return home button, video photo button, and then the camera tilt dial. Of course, the joysticks that are removable, and that's all. But luckily, unlike Spark, you can connect your phone via a cable, so that's great news. Now let's talk about the app. To fly Mavic Mini, you need a new app called DJI Fly. As you can see on the top left, it is locating you. It tells you that there's an aerial photography place nearby. Let's hit Go Fly and see what the app looks like. Immediately it tells you if you can take off or not. When you hit P, it changes into S to sport mode. You can tap on that to switch to Cine Smooth mode, where the drone flies really smoothly. Let's put that back into the position mode. And then we have the map on the left bottom here. Pretty usual stuff. And then you can tap on this, the top right part, to see the GPS, the battery temperature. You change your video settings or photo settings. You can set it to 25 frames, 30 frames, 1080p, up to 60 frames, and then you can switch to photo mode, and then you can set it to time lapse. When I'm in the photo mode, I can tap on this auto. I can adjust my shutter and ISO. But when I switch to video, that thing goes away and I cannot tap on it, and it says you cannot change the settings in the current shooting mode. But what I can do is I can lock the auto exposure and change the exposure compensation. And then on the top right, we have our shortcuts, safety, and then control, camera, transmission, and about. It is as stable as you imagine it is. Now, yes, if you want to personalize this, there's this creative kit. Now let's take a look at that. Mavic Mini comes in one color. But if you want to pimp your fly, DJI has this solution from a third-party company. It comes with a couple of stickers that are already colored, or you can color it yourself and have fun. I actually enjoyed this a lot. It was calming and good for me. But since the goal is to keep Mavic Mini as light as possible, I took the stickers off. Because it's super light, it cannot resist a lot of wind, but it did really good in my tests. The combination of its size and the speed makes it a really fun drone to fly. I really hope they can add a little bit more camera controls such as ISO, white balance, and all the rest, because it is really not fun while you're trying to capture a pink sunset and it adjusts the white balance and makes the sky look white. But what makes this not Spark 2 but a Mavic is, I think, the way it flies, the way it belongs into the sky, just like all the Mavics. There's this feel with Mavics, the Mavic pilots will know. It doesn't feel like it's flying, it just feels like, yeah, that's my camera up there. My camera does that, yeah. So if you're gonna get this as your first drone, When you switch to a regular sized drone, a more professional drone, you're gonna have a better time because you're gonna be more in tune with how a drone handles. In the end, Mavic Mini is a great drone for beginners and it is endless fun for experienced pilots, simply because it is back to basics. The biggest problem with Mavic Mini is you keep forgetting how small it is. The fantastic battery life, unreal stability and handling plays tricks with your mind. Yet, I think if it gave me a little bit more control over the cameras, it would be totally in my bag all the time. As a one-man band content creator, the amount of equipment I carry around is a lot. So a drone that is super small and light is always welcome. Well, thank you very much for watching this episode and I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit that subscribe button. I must have a subscribe button somewhere here on the screen. Hit that subscribe button and play Ding Dong Ditch with the bell next to it and join the world domination. And please let me know what you think about Mavic Mini in the comment section below. And until I see you next time, take really good care of yourselves. And hoşça kalın.